Yeah, all right. So even the famous martial artist Bruce Lee once said, for the upper body, all you have to control are your elbows. When I was a student, I was a little perplexed, but then it was also at a time when I realized, yeah, if I try to control my hand, my fingers, my wrist, actually my elbow flare out and then I collapse. Everything becomes very, very heavy. And then if I am trying to use my hands on something heavy and I try to lift, I have to use my head and tighten the neck all the way to the base of my neck to balance. And I end up with this kind of posture. And it locks me up. And then my feet are now stuck to the ground. And that is not how you use your body. Because you shouldn't just do something with your hand and then sacrifice the rest of the body. Practicing martial art, mobility is the number one thing. Even if you don't fight, you need to be able to move. But you cannot move, then it's the end. So how do you use your arms effectively and swiftly? Swift and effortless is very, very important. So like in Ikkyo Undo, the question was Ikkyo Undo, how do you do Ikkyo Undo? First rotation is around the shoulder point. Second one is around the elbow. And then third one is around the wrist. So if I hold my arm still, my wrist has some rotation too. So when you're doing it from here, you actually start turning, go down before you go up. Okay, go down before you go up. And the reason is we are actually trying to go up, but if we don't do a U-turn with the hand like this, you are never pointing up. This is not really going up. It's just going out at different angles from my shoulder. It's out. It never goes up. And as such, you have to, as if you're pressing down, you go down so that you're continuously going up. And then the rotations follow. So my hand is rotating the entire time. 1, 2, 3, all three joints, up and down like this. And it leads to how you use your arm. Because I am controlling my arm movement mostly with the elbow. The elbows actually mostly stay by the ribs. A lot of times, students have the tendency of moving with the arm. Why? Because they are focused on the hands. They try to do things with the hands, and then they sacrifice the integrity of the shoulder, and then also lift the elbow. Once your shoulder is up, you are not connecting to the ground anymore, and you have no strength, no source of foundation. It's over. Okay. So the first no is don't pick up your shoulder. Every time you do things like this, the shoulder structure, the joint structure actually opens up, and they're not engaged anymore. Your arm actually is not quite engaged with the torso. So that coordination is gone. And then when you're moving your elbow like this, look, a lot of things are moving except for the hands. The hands stay at the same spot. So you have no control over this quarter of your personal sphere, because this is all you have and you can't do anything. On the other hand, if you keep your elbows are here by your ribs, you can cover, even without moving your elbow at all, you can cover a lot of space up and down, and then to bring the hand up, you can cover the top of your sphere. So with the elbow here, hands go out, hands come in like a cone shape, like this, like two cone shape. And by lifting it up and down without picking up the shoulder, without disengaging the shoulder, you already cover everything. And this is how you should be using your arms. And a lot of times people practice with bokken or jo. They lift the bokken like this, and then the joint is disengaged, and then you see them move like this. They cannot cut because the mechanics is already off. So you have to bring it back down so that you can do this movement. And then like blocking, not like this. You cannot block. Now again, shoulders are disengaged. When we block, we're blocking something from the top. So the hand, your palm should be away from your body. So you use this rotation and then let your hand come up, but the elbow doesn't come up. Elbow stays down like this. It becomes very fast. This is faster than this. And then also, see, this is pointing down. This is not pointing up. Pointing up is like this. This is pointing up. This is pointing down. So the moment your elbow is up, you're already not in a point up position. You want to point up, elbow has to stay down because they are in a opposite position. They're like the two poles of a compass. So you should never pick up your elbow in order to do up. And that is how you should use your upper body. Always use your arms in a spiral instead of doing what I call straight line movement. Straight line movement like this, there's no rotation, or like this, there's no rotation. If you try it on yourself, you use your arms as a straight line, see what happens to the head. The body, particularly the upper body, the head, becomes the counterbalance. And you cannot function like this. But if you're doing spiral movement, it doesn't affect the torso or the body at all. You're very, very stable. You can do anything, and you will not shake the center. Imagine you are a giant robot. Where will you put the control room? Probably here. And then imagine sitting in the control room and the robot is doing this. And you're gonna fall off the control room chair. You won't be able to stay there to steer the robot. It needs to be very stable. The mind controls the body. This is what Aikido is about. We control our mind very well, and then use the body to unify with what your mind is telling you. But if they cannot even go together, this is not leading to the correct direction. So learn to use your body properly so that you are always having good mobility, but you have very good stability as well, and then you have strength. Hit like this versus hitting like this, two different results. So coordinate yourself so that you are like a spiral that goes to infinity.